Hey guys, it's Bree. One of the short story collections that I knew was coming out this year and that I was looking forward to is the Paper Menagerie by Ken Liu. This is a short story collection that has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 15, 18 short stories in it. Ken Liu, for those of you who don't know, is the author of The Grace of Kings, which came out last year. He translated Cixin Liu's Free Body Problem, and he has been really well known for a long time for short fiction. I was really looking forward to this because it has a lot of short fiction. Some of it has already been published. For instance, the Paper Menagerie, which is the eponymous story for this collection, I think has been published before, but I also have not been very exposed to Ken Liu's short fiction, and so knowing the quality of work that he does, I was really excited to get to read it. This was sent to me from Saga Press. The book itself, I think, will be out in the next couple of days. And it's really good. So, The Paper Menagerie is a collection of short stories. Ken Liu's short stories are, by and large, I want to say they're more magical realism kind of stories than they are anything else. There are some science fiction and fantasy stories that are kind of weaved in, but by and large they're kind of these fairy tales come to life, or modern day kind of mundane magic stories that really provide Liu with an opportunity to examine things like family and relationships and what does it mean to be in the modern world. And good God, if there are not some stories in here that just wrench your heart. The Paper Menagerie, the actual title story, just bleeding, my heart bleeding everywhere. One of the things I really like about Liu's stories is that he's really willing to examine the realities of what it is to be human, right? To have those things where you don't forgive your parents for something, or you have conflict in your life, and really looking at where those problems tend to lie, whether it's with the individual who's kind of the main character or the people who they think they have the problem with, and tearing those issues apart to really expose the nuance of them. His characters overall, I think, are really well done. The characters in particular are just really well fleshed out. They're easily recognizable despite the short form that he's using, oftentimes with just really complicated relationships that make them feel even just that much more real. The integration of magic and science fiction into his worlds is really subtle. It's there, but it's not the point of the stories, if that makes sense. My favorite one is this one about a young boy who is a demon hunter. And as the railroads come through in China, the young boy kind of finds that there's less to be done, less magic in the world. And in doing so, he kind of is thrown together with this fox demon. Their lives kind of continually intersect. And they both have to deal with the realities of adaptation, kind of have to focus on how do you live in the modern world and how do you embrace technological change when that seems like it's cutting you off from everything you know. And how can you use that to kind of get back to your roots? It's really beautiful. It's called Good Hunting. It's 50 pages into the start of the collection, and it's my favorite one in here, I think. I mean, all of them are very good. The Paper Menagerie is just gonna leave you in bleeding shreds. I really also liked Literamancer, which is the story right after them. But in tone, they all are very similar. They kind of have the same feel. You can tell when you're moving from one story to the other that it's the same author, even though the story itself might be very, very different. I liked that about it. Not all of the stories were for me, but I think overall it's a very strong collection. I really enjoyed going through and reading them. And I would suggest picking it up, just because I think the vastness of the storytelling, the number of approaches he takes, and the consistency throughout, the thoughtfulness, the craftsmanship, the arranging and tone are all so complementary to one another that I think it's really worth reading. This is coming out from Ken Liu and Saga Press in March. You should give it a shot. It's really, I think, very beautifully done. I will see if I can find a link to the Paper Menagerie story that might be online for free. I think it might have been originally a Tor Publishing story, but don't quote me on that. Regardless, I will try to find a link to some of his short fiction to put down below so you can get a taste of it and see if this might be up your alley. I hope you're having a fantastic reading week. If you have read Ken Liu's short fiction or the Paper Menagerie, please leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I really would love to hear what you think. I hope you have a fantastic reading week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.